Gender neutral housing?
Gender neutral housing.
Okay, general news. Bleh. General neutral house.
Gender neutral. Would it be like co-ed housing?
Girls and boys in the same place.
It's not just for the gays, you know, like.
I mean, some people judge it because they think it's just for like couples or people who want to be sleazy because girls and boys can live together, or it's just like weird gay people live there.
Multiple genders living in dorms together harmoniously.
It'd be housing in which co-eds can live in the same room together, boy and girl.
Oh, I want to live with a boy. Like, it's not about that. It's just to make a safe environment and a comfortable environment for people who have different sexualities and gender preferences.
I know that they were thinking about doing it last year, but I don't think it ever happened. Well, this year.
I really don't know where it is on campus, but I know we tried it with 50 rooms or something like that with 50 people. That's all I know about it though.
My definition of gender neutral housing is a housing option where students get to pick, based on whatever their own criteria are, who's the best person, who's the most compatible person for them to live with.
It's for everyone. It's for trans people, it's for LGBT people, it's for straight couples.
The gender doesn't matter, the gender expression doesn't matter, orientation, sexual orientation doesn't matter. It's about finding the right match, the best living environment for you, and then having the university support you in who the best match for you is.
They can choose whoever they live with based not on a gender that they were assigned at birth, but based on who they might be most compatible with.
I just wanted to live with a girl because I don't like living with guys, and Hannah's my best friend here.
And I don't like living with girls.
It made sense for us because while I, being a senior, was eligible to live off campus, Emily was not, and this gave us an opportunity to spend the year together.
I first heard about the program when I went to an LGBTQIA Summer Leadership Institute, and it was kind of to learn about the LGBT movement and how to make your campus more welcoming to LGBT people. And while I was there, I heard about gender neutral housing, and I thought it was something that Ohio University was lacking.
The options for our trans students, I'll start there before, meant that you had to go to the housing central office and request a special option. You had to out yourself as trans, and then you had to sort of set up what might be best.
There are students, for whatever reason, who don't feel comfortable in the living environments they're in, and it can be, brothers and sisters who are coming to school together, who have always lived together. They could be a good fit for a gender-neutral community.
And generally where that ended up was that trans folks ended up in our medical rooms on campus because they were private rooms with bathrooms. So it was a little, I wouldn't say that it was stigmatized, but it probably felt that way. Those rooms are isolated from floor sections, so that was our main option for our trans folks.
Especially when you're dealing with students who may be transgender or transitioning and they really don't feel like they fit anywhere. And we would help those students in the past, but before we had gender neutral housing as an option, it required them to come to the office to disclose, and sometimes that can be a very intimidating process for them.
For our LGBT folks, they were always just mixed in with everyone else. And there was no option for our potential brother and sister couple, or brother and sister pairs that wanted to live together. Or, for instance, we have some best friends that live together who are of opposite assigned at birth sexes. So, I mean, no, they did not have any options except for once they moved off campus.
My dad has asked me 3 times who I'm living with, and I'm like, I'm living with a girl. He just does not understand it. For some reason, I don't know why. And every time I tell them, they just don't say anything. So I just don't think they have an opinion, or maybe they do, and they don't want to voice it to me,
I
which
mean,
is
we're
fine.
adults.
Right, yeah. They know I wouldn't care anyways if they said something. So.
If we can help even one student feel more comfortable and make them feel like this is a community that welcomes them and that they don't have to kind of seek out services, that we will be there for them, will help provide for them that option, I think that's one of the reasons we needed it here.
People just don't really understand, which kind of baffles me because for me, the term gender neutral clearly just means anybody can just live there. Like, no matter what you are, who you are, what you identify as, that means you could just live.
I've heard people say it's a place for like weird people to live, or a place for promiscuous people to live, and that's not true. And I mean, you don't have to live with somebody of an opposite gender. So I think a lot of the time the media gets it really wrong. But I heard on the news, and my grandparents are like, oh, Gidget, you know, next year you're going to OU. I just heard that you can live with boys now.
God, my mom, my dearest mother, her first reaction was, Hannah, have you thought about the bathrooms? Hannah, what about AIDS? Hannah. So yeah, yeah, she had a lot to say.
If I had to define gender-neutral housing in a single word, I would probably say accepting. To elaborate on that single word, I would say that compared to traditional dorm life, where the other residents sometimes seem inconsiderate of noise and don't seem to know you, I feel that our floor mates have definitely gotten to know us on a much closer level than I have experienced in other dorm settings.
My relationship with my residents is a little different than other RAs with their residents, and I think that's because GNH is a community, so it's kind of, well, I am the RA, we've also built a deeper relationship in which we're educating each other and we're getting to know each other really well and feeling like we can go to each other if we need help. So I feel like my residents feel like they're more able to come to me if they do have problems, because we are a closer community than most floors.
Amelia Shaw is the best. Nope, Amelia Shaw is the best. Mine is the F word. She's been wonderful throughout this whole thing. She's extremely supportive of all of us. If we ever need anything, she's always there. She's always saying hi, bright, sunshiny, you know, fighting for our privacy.
And she really gets us to like open up about what we want to see, what we want to happen. She just makes sure to involve us a lot, and she's always there to, you know, take care of us if you need something.
She's just really great. And if it was not for Amelia Shaw, there would be no gender neutral housing.
To be honest, I don't know if we'd have a program if it weren't for Amelia. I don't mean that in like the cheesy, we couldn't do it without her way. I really mean that. She was so fired up and so energetic about it.
She's fought so hard just to have gender neutral housing, you know. And once she got it renewed, I could tell she was so happy, because this is like her project, what she's been working on for so long, and she's so passionate about.
So she's like the best RA I could ever ask for. She's like definitely the closest thing I have to my mom here. I think she's probably the best option we could have had for a GNH RA.
And she makes it just wonderful.
Yeah.
Just wonderful.